Women empowerment in Solomon Islands is slowly getting there, and it has to. It has to. And I think the role that each woman plays is most important. Solomon Islands has the highest rate in violence against women. Although that is being said, there is no data that says, what percentage of that particular 64% covers women with disabilities. But I don't think women with disabilities are excused from any other problems that other women face. I think we face it much, much more greater than other women. For someone who's in a wheelchair, in the provinces, there's no way she's going to go and say, look, this is what is happening to me and this is what I'm experiencing, and I'm experiencing, they might be suffering from just a simple urinary tract infection, but then they won't be able to tell the nurse if it's a male. Unless if there's a woman, then yes, I think she will be comfortable telling them. But having information as well at that level, to girls, and keep in mind that these girls will probably never make it to school. So how that information is also channeled to them, and for them to actually understand it, that this is what's happening to my body, so maybe this is the problem that I have to, that doesn't get to many girls with disabilities, and it's a sad fact for women with disabilities in this country.
Access to education for children with disabilities in the Solomons is rare, but with efforts to increase inclusion in public schools, the situation is gradually improving. Dr. Umesh Sharma was invited to run workshops with invested parties.
I work in a number of developing countries, including India, China, Bangladesh, Fiji, Solomon Islands, and across the Pacific. My main work has been working with the people who work with people with disabilities. So I'll work mainly with teachers or teacher educators or policymakers. And the idea is mainly working on three different things: changing their head, like what they think about inclusion or how to teach children with disabilities, what skills do they need; changing their heart or their beliefs about inclusion. And some people say these kids should not be coming to a regular school, or they should not be educated. So how do you change those beliefs? And the third thing is changing their hands. So they need to learn what do we need to do if the kids come to our school or classroom? What do we need to do in the classroom? So that's my major area of research and teaching.
The Red Cross Special Development Centre in Honiara is currently the only dedicated special school running in the Solomon Islands.
All human beings are all beautiful. Okay, when you are a beautiful person inside of you, you are beautiful outside too, yeah?
My name is Luisa, and I'm a teacher by profession. I'm an early childhood teacher, and I'm working with the early intervention here at Special Development Center, Red Cross. I'm teaching the children with pre-maths, pre-English, science, health, and culture of the Solomons. This school was initiated by the Red Cross before the British people, they were here. So they see that, there is no any place for kids from kindergarten up to primary. There is no space for children with disabilities. So that's why they come up and they build this place and they start to put them into classes. Kids, they come from kindergarten and they're up to maybe grade 6. But because we don't have proper classes from class 1, class 2, grade 1, grade 2, something like that. So we put them according to their age groups. And those who are advanced, we move them to other classes where other teachers can work with them.
This school has a very critical role because this school has kind of expertise built upon for many years. People know that in the community they have a lot of respect for that school, but the school needs to change the way it has worked in the past. We don't want them to be just a special school, we want them to be as a resource school for a number of regular schools in the community. So if there is a child in a special school, in this special developmental center, say for 3 or 4 years, they have to start thinking about which school will be best for this school when this child is ready to go to a secondary school and start working with that school.
My name is Davis Nyebutai and my surname is Manaika. I come from Renville province, one of the Polynesian province of this country, Solomon Island. We just came here for medical eye treatment. After all, there was no good result at all. The final thing that the doctor was telling me, I remember, is that he was telling me about a special development center for people with special needs. I've never thought about the school. So, because at the first time I was just joining other kids going to primary school, and I was trying to do what others do at the school. So, yeah, that was a very sad part of my life. I mean, a lot of discrimination, not only from students, but from teachers as well. Currently, I'm doing my JAWS training. That's a screen reader for blind people to use computer. And the dream is just to come back and teach the kids here. That's what I really want. I don't want kids to be left out in the next generation.
My feeling of the school is there are some great people, like, they are very enthusiastic people. They want to do good work, but they do need support. One teacher teaches 19 to 20 kids in one classroom, and all those 19 to 20 kids have some kind of special needs. So people here can imagine, like in Australia, how hard it is. So one of the recommendations I made to the school and to Ministry of Education is, can we somehow reduce the number of kids in the classroom by bringing in more teachers to the school? So if they could employ more teachers in the school or more volunteers to work with these teachers, they would be provide much better education to all kids.
One of the biggest challenges to people living in the Solomons is climate change and its impact on the severity of tropical weather on the islands. Staff and students from the Red Cross Special Development Centre were invited to participate in an International Day of Disaster Relief event focused on disability and disaster in the Solomons. Headmaster Kathy Analafa spoke about protecting your hearing and ran an educational booth with information about signing in
Don't
Auslan.
go jumping in water or dirty water because you get the ear infected as well. Waiting for the germ inside dirty water, eh?
Student Jarbas Maneka provided entertainment for the crowd.
To stay here with you.
Also providing entertainment was the SIDT drama group with an educational comedy on safety plans for people with disabilities in case of natural disasters.
What?
Equal access in emergency plan for people living with disability.
Back at the Special Development Centre, Louisa takes the students through practice disaster drills. At the end of the day, everyone piles into the school bus for the ride home.